Hey, what's going on? Eric Foster here for Brewer Media Group. And from time to time, we have the leader of our beautiful city that comes in and gives us updates on what's going on. And he is back once again.
Sure.
Mayor Kelly, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Sure.
Thank you, sir. I thought, you know what? I'm interviewing the mayor. I think I might get some points for winning this.
You definitely did.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's start off with something serious that happened in the community, and it's touched a number of people. One of our co-workers here actually witnessed what was going on, and that was the pedestrian tragedy over in Northshore.
Yeah.
So
it's terrible. Just a terrible tragedy for the city. And, you know, we've had pedestrian deaths are up significantly year over year. And we at the city are looking at everything we can look at to make it better, to fix it, right? I mean, the punchline, the short answer is people need to slow down.
Exactly.
Right? But there are things I think that we can do as well in terms of urban design, markings, and we've got a team looking at what we can do in key areas to try to make things safer. But in this case, you know, you had an impaired driver and kind of what appeared to be kind of a road rage incident. I don't know that anything we could have done would have changed it, but it doesn't lessen the gravity of the tragedy. It's just an awful thing on one of Chattanooga's coolest, little busiest stretches of road.
Absolutely. So personal responsibility is a
It's a big part of it. But again, I think you can expect that the city will be doing more in key areas with heavy pedestrian traffic to try to also increase visible safety.
Absolutely. Prayers to the families of those involved. $25 million came in, and now it is being used pretty nicely. Can you expound on what's going on?
There's a nonprofit called Frontline Response. We were in a competition with, I want to say, Sacramento, Atlanta, a few other cities, much bigger cities, and we won that competition. And it's mainly there to provide. It's going to be used to build a campus. I mean, a fully comprehensive campus for homeless veterans and trafficking victims. And so we don't know where that's going to go yet, but I mean, that will include, you know, food, housing, workforce development training opportunities. And so, look, if we can't, I mean, homelessness is a terrible scourge, but I think, well, we owe it to our veterans to try to eliminate that. Veterans homelessness first, and this will definitely help us do that.
Absolutely. So I just think it's very cool for Chattanooga to just be leading the nation in trying to do that for it, because I've been out for doing some comedy stuff, and I've gone to different cities, and I've seen, and it's everywhere from Denver to, and everybody's trying to
figure it out, and you're right, this will be a pilot program, hopefully the first of many across the country. So Chattanooga leads once again.
Okay, let's talk about the west side. Everybody's starting to see things changing, and our city is growing. We have people in for Thanksgiving, and we're driving around, and they're like, what is that? What are they doing over there? Can you give us an update on some of the things?
Well, so City Council passed the tax increment financing package that will not only create the funds to help build infrastructure at the west side, so that we'll have a cool, rather at the bend, so a cool new kind of commercial development there. But it will also create a down payment for a Choice Neighborhoods grant, which is a federal grant we've never qualified before in Chattanooga, to really rebuild College Hill Courts and that whole community. And every resident that's there now will be guaranteed to be able to come back. I mean, when construction's done, and most people won't even have to really leave. They may have to leave the unit they're in. They won't have to leave the area because the city is donating, just signed the paperwork yesterday, matter of fact, a large piece of property up the top of the hill where the old YFD Center was to be one of the first buildings. So it's a huge project. It's going to be transformative for downtown Chattanooga, and we're really excited about it.
So we've got all of the construction going on. You see the interstate is doing what they're doing. We're fixing potholes. We're trying to blanket everything when it comes to making the city better.
Yeah, the pothole thing, I get all the time, but we're up to about 50,000 potholes filled. We're also working, I think it's important to note that a lot of times what people feel when they go over a bump is like a manhole cover or a curb cut. We've also got plans in place to improve that process so that those are put back better than they were. But again, call 311 if you got a pothole. We got a truck that'll come right out and fill it, and or put that road on a list to be actually resurfaced, because a lot of these are roads that have just been neglected for years and they need to be repaid. And we're paving now. We got like 4 or 5 roads left to pave before we take a winter break. And then in springtime, most people, I get a lot of messages about Holtzclaw. Holtzclaw is going to get paved in the spring. So long overdue, but ready to rock and roll there.
Let's end on a cool note. We talked about the shirt.
Yes, sir.
You had it was a couple of weeks ago when you guys were at the Chattanooga. And this is a really big deal for the city.
It is a big deal. I mean, again, the Chattanooga is going to be in the MLS second tier of clubs, but we'll be back playing teams from Huntsville, from, Jacksonville is going to be in the league. Atlanta, of course, Atlanta United 2, which will host the Atlanta United reserve players. So some big names, some great rivalries, much better media production. All this stuff will happen through Apple TV, and it really is kind of taking the team and the league to the next level.
It's going to be a good look for the city.
Yes,
definitely that. If you'd like to give out your information as far as the mayor's office, so people. So mayor.chattanooga.gov. You can go there to get on our newsletter if you want. That's been very popular, and to see what else is going on at the city at any time. And before we leave, can we give another shout out to Tula for his hat?
Tula's hat, y'all can't see it, but it's a red velvet Atlanta hat
it's
with a
beautiful.
gold A. I mean, that is fantastic.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Man, thank you so much for taking time.
Thank you for having me.
There you go.